Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope that you had a fabulous Monday, and if it started off a little rough like mine did, that you had an opportunity to see the Facebook Live I did this morning about changing your Monday mood, because mine certainly needed some attention this morning. Otherwise, I can only imagine what my day would have been like. Instead, because I was aware that I was in a mood and took steps to check in and follow what my inner guide, my inner gut, my being had to say, I literally changed my mood, my focus, my intention, and as a result, my day. I have had a fantastic, marvelous Monday. And so if you didn't see that and you did have kind of a Monday and you're glad that the day is done, but you'd like to know how to start off your day in a much better mood, go to my Facebook page, Mountain Phoenix Center for Vibrant Living, and check out that at that video. Actually, I'll post it in the comments later. So what I want to take some time to talk about now and ask you the question is, are you living in love and faith, or are you living in lack and fear? The reason I'm asking this question and I'm talking about this today is this has come up a lot in the past week or 2 weeks. It's actually been a foundation of some of the things going on in my own life, both personally and professionally, and how I've been feeling about myself. And it's also been going on in some of my clients' lives and experiences. And fortunately, I have an excellent tribe, again, both personally and professionally, and a fabulous coach and group that I coach with, and that's Emma Churchman's Grow Your Empire. It's a mastermind group, fabulous women, powerful women, and in one of my recent coaching sessions, when I was talking about some of the things that I felt blocked with, some of the things that just weren't flowing, that didn't feel great, Emma reminded me that when things flow, when I'm on it, when things are feeling good and I'm just super excited because everything seems to be falling in place, it's because I am leading from a place of love or living from a place of love. And you might wonder what that feels like, what that looks like. And I know for me, it is believing, it's trusting, it's having faith that I am freaking effing fantastic, and that I am worthy because I am. I am a lovable, loving person, and that I am worthy and I am deserving of an awesome life, a life that I want to live and that I create to live, and I can create it for how I want it to be. And there are times that I know that, I believe that, I can feel it in my body, and things can just flow and align and they feel easy and I'm excited, and I'm like I want to scream and yell because things are so awesome. And after she pointed that out to me and I stopped to think about it, I was like, you're absolutely right. That is when things flow easy. That's when things line up. It's when I'm living from that place of love. It's when I'm living from that place of faith and trust that things are going to work out. And not just enough or not settling that, things are okay, but I mean really living from this place and knowing and experiencing this really awesome life. The challenge that I've had, and that others who I've seen in the last week or so in their sessions, what can be challenging is being able to consistently live in that place of love and faith when it comes to ourselves. It seems to be easier to have faith and to have love and to be supportive and that cheerleader, that defender, that advocate, when we're doing it for those we love, whether it's friends or family members, we're able to objectively see how they're fantastic, how they're awesome, how that despite challenges or despite obstacles or things that might be going on in their life, how they're really just showing up and doing really awesome stuff. That it's harder for, well, at least that's been the experience. I don't want to own that, because I'm certainly calling in ease and calling in flow for that to show up, for consistency of loving myself and having faith in myself, in higher power, that things will be easier. So with that said, what happens when the lack and fear show up? Because we all know it does. We all know that there can be those days that, despite intentions, despite affirmations, despite rituals or routines that you have in the morning to really try to have you focused and excited about your day, maybe just don't do it on a given day, that you really can't seem to get out of your way, you can't seem to get out of your funk. And it's those days that I think it's super important to have those rituals and routines to help you not get really stuck and mired in that, well, what I call my shit storm or my shit spiral, because it can start and it can be a little spiral. And if I don't take steps to love myself and to have faith and trust that things are going to work out, that storm can get crazy. And it's those times that if I have affirmations around the house or intentions around the house, or I have people that I'm connecting to on a regular basis, whether it's an accountability partner, I have a couple of those that I work with weekly, or that I'm connecting with on a daily basis. I certainly do that in my mastermind group. I also have a group for some of my clients that we connect with regularly. So if we find ourselves getting off track and moving into that lack, moving into that fear, and that's taking over, that we have ways to connect to not have that spiral get out of control. It's also, I know for me, a time to reach out to people like that, to reach out to friends or to family to say, okay, yeah, I'm getting all up in my stuff and this isn't helping me, it's not helping anyone. I could use your help, I could use your assistance to get out of my own way. Sometimes that's a perfect time to be reminded that others see us as fabulous. And again, as long as we're doing our own work, because we have to know that we're fabulous too. But sometimes we need reminding, and we need some extra support around that. I hope that's making sense for those who are watching this. And I see Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So as I was saying, how we show up for ourselves can make a huge difference. And what I want you to start thinking about, I have to do this for myself, and I had this conversation numerous times in the last week, is create systems in your life, create ways in your life to celebrate yourself regularly, to acknowledge yourself regularly, to validate yourself, to have compassion for yourself. And I say these things because we can be brutal to ourselves at times, and without even being fully aware of it. And sometimes it's not anything people can see on the outside. Sometimes it's only what's going on in here. And I say only because this can wreak havoc. The thoughts in our brains can wreak havoc. So it's absolutely time to, if you can, step back and look at what you're doing. Look at how you're speaking to yourself. Look at the thoughts that are going on in your head. Look at, or stop and feel the energy in your body. How is it feeling? Is it feeling heavy? And if it is, what can you do to lighten it? If it's feeling, well, yeah, if it feels like you want to cry, cry. I see so many people who don't give themselves permission to do that. And allowing grief, allowing anger, or allowing what some refer to as negative emotions can be a huge release and really open up space to live more fully in that place of love and faith. Now, why do I say step back? And why do I say reach out to others? If we were capable of consistently being objective about ourselves, we would live more consistently in love and faith. Because we would be able to consistently see that we are pretty fantastic, that we are pretty I can't even speak, are pretty fabulous. Think about all the times that you share with, again, with a friend or loved one or a child, how wonderful they are. You're constantly reminding them, showing them, sharing with them, especially when they seem to get on themselves a bit. You're letting them know, oh no, like you did your best. You can't do better than your best. Now imagine if you could turn around and do that consistently for yourself. What difference that would make in your life. And I'm looking at my notes to make sure I had made a couple of notes of things that I wanted to touch on. So my lesson or my message to you today, as you go through your day, ask yourself the question, are you living in love? Love for yourself. And I say love for yourself for faith for what you're doing, the decisions you're making, the choices you're making for yourself. Because if it happens there, then you can share it with someone else. It's got to happen here. If we have lack and fear about ourselves, then it's hard to consistently show up and support others because we're getting depleted. I see Danielle's making some comments. Well, I'm glad, Danielle, that this is resonating with you. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And if you have questions, Danielle's, or thoughts, feel free to make comments or ask them because, well, that's what, if we talk about these things, it makes a difference. If we share these things with each other, that's what makes a difference. It's being there for others, but being there for ourselves. So what can you do if you realize that you're living in this place of lack and fear? Reach out to someone else. You're not alone. Of course, you can absolutely contact me. You can make comments. You can ask questions. You can private message me. You can call my office, connect with me. Absolutely. It is work for us to do this for ourselves, but it's also a gift for us to do this for ourselves. So share that gift with yourself. Give it to yourself, because then you can pass it along to others. When we take care of ourselves, when we come from that place of love and faith for ourselves, our life opens up in new, amazing, awesome ways. And then we have more to share with others. So ask yourself that question, and ask yourself consistently throughout the day, because what you answer in this moment may be very different than what you answer tomorrow or the day after, or even in an hour from now. And if you ask yourself the question and you realize, whoa, I'm not living from a place of love and faith. I'm living from lack and fear. Ask yourself, what would I be doing if I was living in love for myself, living in faith for myself? And see what answers you get there. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, it has been great talking to you. I know I could talk for a lot longer about this topic and others. If you have questions about this, again, make comments, ask questions. If there are other topics you would like to know about, I am having a Facebook Live event, and that is going to be this Sunday. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock. And all you have to do is get online at 7 o'clock on Sunday the 22nd. And we're going to have a conversation, and I'm going to answer questions that people have been submitting, that people will ask that night about health, about healing, about love and faith, about, how can we consistently show up for ourselves and take care of ourselves to really be living that vibrant, happy, healthy life that we want. I look forward to connecting with you. In the meantime, I'm sending you health and love and ease in your transformation, because that's what we're about. Until then, bye.